This weekend, I watched the XXXTENTACION documentary. Watching it caused a flood of memories from when I first discovered his music in college, discovering all of the turmoil behind him as a person, and watching him blow up to be the brightest star of the first SoundCloud wave. Seeing the humble beginnings of X and Ski Mask, living in Bruno Dickham's porn house in Miami, recording songs like Take a Step Back on a shitty mic in a room with no soundproofing, while porn star girls peek in the room to see why someone is screaming in the next room, just further cemented the fact that if you're making an excuse for not starting on your creative passion, you're being a lazy fucking pussy.
What are you, a pussy?
Seeing legendary, generation-defining songs being recorded like that lets me know that you can accomplish whatever you want, even if all you have is a blue snowball, or just GarageBand, or just your iPhone camera. When it gets to the shooting and the funeral part, the joy that I had been filled with for over an hour, watching X make something so great from absolutely nothing, was washed away. I had never seen the whole video of the event. I had only seen videos of people recording his lifeless body in the car. But as I watched the full event and the two gunmen hop out, I couldn't help but think, why isn't he mashing the gas right now? In the vid, you can clearly see there is some space to try to drive away. Why isn't he trying something? The passenger of the i8 hops out and runs away. Why didn't X hop out and run? This is something that I still wonder about. It just seemed to me that he was sitting there waiting for something to happen instead of trying to prevent it. Then I remember the scene where X's manager talked about how X always said he wasn't going to make it past 21. So that made me think maybe he wanted to die. Maybe he thought he was so connected to the universe that this was his time and he knew that he wasn't supposed to make it out of that situation. But at the end of the day, I never knew him, and these estimations are way out of pocket for me to think that I knew what he was thinking in those final moments. During the funeral part, I got out of my bed. I was laying back, watching the whole documentary on my pillows. During the funeral part, I got up and I sat up at the edge of my bed. I felt compelled to do so. I felt like I had to. I guess it was out of respect for an artist who I love so much and whose music made me feel so great for so long. I could already feel the tears kind of welling up as it panned over the line of people looking at his body and crying. But when the camera panned to Ski Mask just bawling his eyes out, I started crying too. This was really different for me personally because I didn't really connect to a lot of the darkest music that he made on 17, which is where most people connect to those kind of emotions. When I feel depressed, I didn't listen to Jocelyn Flores or Fuck Love. I listened to Young Brats. The high from the hype and the aggressive songs is what made me feel good. And I enjoyed the softer stuff for what it was. It's obviously great, but I didn't really connect to the personal content like how many fans do. You know, X had that same effect on people that Kid Cudi has, where people say, listening to X's music or Kid Cudi stopped me from wanting to kill myself. I personally have not had that, experience with any music as much as I love Kid Cudi and X. I don't think I've been very depressed, but not anywhere close to killing myself. I always just take the energy from the music I love, and that's what makes me feel good and not think about, being sad. As the credits rolled, I thought about how X dying was like if it was 2012 and Chief Keef died. Like if it was 2009 and Wiz Khalifa just suddenly died. The number one artist, an artist at the height of their career, with the potential to make timeless music and to continue to make timeless music for as long as they want. It pains me to think about how X or Juice WRLD or Lil Peep or Mac Miller would right now today, if they were alive, be making great, amazing music. And they would still be making it 10 years from now, as long as they wanted to be artists. But their stories and their voices and their art, there's gonna be no more, and that's for no reason. And that just makes me feel so shitty, and it just sucks so much. I always hate so much when artists die. I feel like a supply of happiness has just been cut off. Like I feel that way right now with Lil Keed dying. The only thing I have to say about X that's in any way negative after watching the documentary is that I feel like he was obviously not telling the whole truth about Geneva. Every sign points to the fact that he was really hurting that girl. And I feel like the fact that he was so smart to create the the marketing plan for members only to be like, we're going to be the insane, crazy, violent people. He knew that the violence sells. It stops selling when you're a woman beater, and everyone knows that. So he stuck to his story about her getting jumped, so that way he could get popping. And I'm sure that in the blue hair era, where he was trying to atone for all of his sins, as you see in like in the video for Sad, he would have eventually came out and admitted that, but he never got the chance to. And that's just something else that's just stacks on the shittiness of him dying at all. At the end of the day, man, it's very easy to separate the art from the artist. I feel like everyone needs to learn how to do that. Especially for me, a song that I love means more than anything any person did. I don't care. We listen to street rap every day. Gangsta rap is the most popular version of rap. Music about killing people is the most popular music. And we listen to that. I guess we're seeing a bit of the repercussions now with this whole YSL Rico. But at the end of the day, art is art. And I don't care about the realness behind it. I would prefer if you lied. It would make it easier for me to separate, as much as I can separate regardless. That's about it for the video. Long live X, long live Juice WRLD, long live Peep, long live Mac Miller, long live Lil Keed. Man, I'll catch y'all on the next one.